miniature penguin.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Across the Pond. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, and I have so much to update you guys on. I have been reading a bunch of amazing books. Yesterday was the Booker Prize winner announcement. It was the Booker Prize ceremony. We found out who the winner was. I've also been illustrating and painting a lot with Leon and also by myself because I am working on the illustrations for my Etsy drop that is happening towards the middle or end of December, and it is a wintry holiday collection, and I am loving all of the artwork and I'm so happy with it and I can't wait to show you. I just wanted to film a vlog because I feel like it's been a little while and I want to bring you guys along on a few days with me. So anyway, I am so excited to tell you about these books. The first one, I don't think I mentioned reading yet on my channel, so I'm doing really well with my reading this month. I am reading so much, I am loving everything that I'm reading, and I'm reading a lot of different things, and I just feel like I'm having a great reading time currently. So anyway, I'm excited to tell you about it. So the first book is It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over by Anne DeMarkin, and this is an incredibly interesting book. It's unlike anything I normally read, and I'm so glad that I'm branching out into different types of books because I feel like it keeps my reading life exciting. And this is a zombie apocalypse novel, which I have never read any book about zombies before. It's not really my go-to type of genre or subgenre. And basically we are following our main character who is in the afterlife. She is a zombie and she's grappling with not remembering her name, her loved ones' names, herself. She's like losing herself, her family, her body, and everything that she has known. She remembers certain things about her time when she was alive, her life when she was alive. She's speaking to someone, she's speaking to you. So it's almost like first person, but also kind of blending the lines between second person as well, because she is addressing a you. So it almost feels like she's addressing you, the reader, but she's addressing her loved one that she's trying to, I guess, like remember. It's beautifully done and quite gruesome, I will say. If you aren't into gruesome post-apocalyptic or apocalypse zombie type stories, I wouldn't go for this one. It is a bit gruesome. It was actually also very funny as well. There were lines where I was literally like giggling, but it's also very deep and heartbreaking and beautifully written and poetic, and it's unlike anything I've ever read, so I really, really enjoyed it, although I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I would only recommend it to certain people, those people being people who don't mind gore and some gruesome descriptions, as well as people that are interested in zombie stories and apocalypse type stories. I want to read you some lines that I dog-eared and annotated. This is chapter 18 and it says, "I don't miss my name and I haven't bothered to replace it. I miss your name. I'm sorry, but I have forgotten it too. I don't look for it on the walls. The thought that I might read it and pass it by, just go on to the next name, is terrible, like meeting you in another life and failing to recognize you." Heartbreaking and beautiful. This is another one that I loved. "I continue west. I know you will not be there in the dunes, except that I will be there. I will be there, and through me you will be there. I think if I am in the place where we were together, then we are together again." Really beautifully written, very unique story, kind of gruesome, but I really, really enjoyed it. Then, the next book that I am currently reading and loving won the Booker Prize yesterday, and that is Orbital by Samantha Harvey. So I started this a couple days ago on Sunday. Leon and I were going into London, and I started this on the train, and I am loving it so much. I'm halfway through, and as I was reading this, I saw a post on Instagram that there were statistics that were saying that this is the most bought book from the Booker Prize shortlist, and after reading it, I was like, I really feel like this is going to win. Like, I'm loving it. It's so powerful. It's so beautiful. We watched it last night, and Samantha Harvey won, and I was not surprised at all, and I'm so happy for her, and she spoke some wonderful words. Her speech was so great, and it felt so exciting to be part of that. Even though I wasn't a part of it, it almost felt like I was because I was in the middle of reading this book. I am loving it. And I'm in England, you know, like the Booker Prize is hosted in London, and although I wasn't actually there, in a weird way, it kind of felt like I was there. And it just feels so beautiful to feel like a part of the literary scene, which is just the best. But anyway, Orbital is about 6 astronauts who are orbiting Earth. It is spanning a 24-hour period, but they have 16 orbits of the Earth. And it follows those 16 orbits. The narrator discusses what it means to be part of a crew and part of an Earth, but also separated from that home, and what it means to have a home, not only a place where you live in terms of like a shelter, an actual house, but also the fact that Earth is our home. Mother Earth is your home. And we follow all the different astronauts as they think about different aspects of their lives, as well as how they feel being separated from planet Earth. And this book doesn't have much dialogue, and at first I wasn't loving that aspect of it, but now I am really, really appreciating how this is really just a book that ponders on all these different topics and themes, and what it means to belong, what it means to be part of a crew, and what it means to be separated from your home and planet Earth and watching it from afar and feeling like you're separated from it, but you also have never been closer to it. It's just a very meditative, thought-provoking, beautifully written book, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. And so I am thrilled that it won the Booker Prize, and I really want to just binge read it today, but I do want to do some more painting as well. So I'm like, I want to paint, I want to read, so I'm going to try to do both today, but I want to read you some of this because it is exquisite. I genuinely want to read you like these 2 full pages, but I won't because that's a lot and I don't want to spoil anything. But one of the astronauts is a woman, a Japanese young woman named Chi, and Chi is looking at a photograph. Chi looks hard at the photograph. They had it displayed on one of the walls at home. She remembers her mother pointing it out. "Look, Chi-chan, that's me the day the men went to the moon." So it's a photograph of her mother on the moon landing day. Even now she doesn't know what she sees in that moon landing day on the beach. She doesn't know what to read into the strangeness of the scene, the incongruity of image and title. She examines her mother's face, interrogates the scowl for a clue as to what it denotes, but she doesn't know. Everything she reads into it is after the fact, superimposed, and a guess at the truth. Why did the photograph end up on the wall when she was a child? What was so particular or telling or meaningful about it? Was it a mother saying to her daughter, "And now I will show you what's possible in your life, the near limitlessness of what humans, and therefore you, can do"? But then why the scowl? Why not an expression of possibility or hope? Or was she saying, "Here are some men reaching the moon. Do you see or hear a single woman among them, much less a non-white, non-American woman? Do you notice that this is a collection of men in the full prime of their masculinity, with their rockets and thrusters and payloads, and the eyes of the world on them? This is what the world is, a playground for men, a laboratory for men. Don't compete, because any attempt at competition will end in your feeling dispirited and inferior and crushed. Why run a race you can never win? Why set yourself up to fail? So please know, my daughter, that you are not inferior, and hold that grandly in your heart, and live your inconsequential life as well as you can, with the dignity of being. Will you do that for me?" I'm going to keep going, I hope you don't mind, because it's just so beautiful. Or was she saying, "Look at these men going to the moon. Be afraid, my child, at what humans can do, because we know, don't we, what it all means? We know the fanfare and glory of the pioneering human spirit, and we know the wonder of splitting the atom, and we know what these adventures can do. Your grandmother knew it all too well when she stepped off the pavement to a sound she didn't recognize, and a flash that seemed both distant and so close it might have happened inside her own head. And in her bewilderment came a kernel of knowledge that this might be it, a knowledge that gave rise instantly to a vision of me, her first and only child, which was the last vision she ever experienced. So I am saying to you, Chi, my first and only child, that you might regard and wonder these men walking on the moon, but you must never forget the price humanity pays for its moments of glory. Because humanity doesn't know when to stop. It doesn't know when to call it a day. So be wary is what I mean, though I say nothing. Be wary. For all the world it looks to Chi that she took the first of those possible messages and took it as far as it could go, even though it was the most ill-formed, the least credible, and she took it even though it might not have been what her mother meant. She took it, and now here she is. She took her mother to mean, look at those men landing on the moon. Look at what's possible given desire and belief and opportunity, and you have all of those if you want them. If they can do it, you can do it, and by it I mean anything. Anything. Don't squander a life so miraculously given, since I, your mother, could as easily have been with my mother that day at the market, as any number of tiny things had been different, and I would have been among the youngest of the victims of the atomic bomb, and circumstance could have killed me, and you would never have been born. But you were born, and here we are, and here are these men on the moon. So you see, you are on the winning side, you are winning, and perhaps you can live a life that honors and furthers that. And she had said silently to her mother's silent request, "Yes, I see." To herself in her quarters she gives a dumb nod, though she's not sure she does see. when it comes to it, she doesn't know her mother at all. It's just imaginings and projections, and they could all be wrong. Oh my gosh, thank you for listening to that, because it's just so beautiful and I needed to share it. And speaking those words out loud is so much different than when you read it in your mind. And I even shared it with Leon last night. I was reading this and I was like, can I just read this to you because it's so beautiful? But anyway, I am adoring Orbital, so glad that it won the Booker Prize, and I'm just thrilled. So I am going to binge read this today, hopefully. And then the other things I wanted to show you are the illustrations that I've been working on, and I'm so happy with them. Well, first and foremost, I bought new iridescent paint, which is iridescent watercolors, and they are some of the most beautiful paints I have ever seen, and I've been using them for these illustrations. The first one that I did is a branch of holly leaves tied with a little bow, and this I'm going to make in a mini bookmark, although I do love how it looks just on this bigger piece of paper. And then I was even thinking of like putting it in one of those glass frames where you can still see the edge of this, so the frame kind of starts like here, so you can see the edge, it doesn't like go to the end. But anyway, I'm really happy with this little holly leaf painting. Oh, then I did the snowman. Every time I do a watercolor painting, I always do a little color test to see what colors I want to use. And I usually just do a very rough little sketch with the colors I'm thinking of using to see if I actually like those colors before I go in on the final art. And I made this little snowman, and I think he's about the cutest thing that I've ever painted in like 30 seconds. I think he is just precious. I really loved those colors. So this is the final painting, and I did use my iridescent watercolors for this one. He is a little snowman ornament, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I did use iridescent paint here on his nose and on the actual ornament so that it looks like an iridescent glittery ornament. And I love this guy. He is one of my favorites, and he just makes me really happy. I'm getting so in the holiday spirit. I just truly can't wait for Christmas and the holiday seasons. Then I was teaching Leon how to use watercolor. He's never used watercolor before, and so we had a fun little painting evening, and I was showing him different techniques, and I showed him how to paint a pine tree. And this is the little pine tree painting that I made. It's a bit overexposed, but I'm really happy with how it looks. So I'm also kind of thinking I might make this into either a print or a bookmark, because I just feel like it's so wintry and beautiful, and I think it's because I just love trees so much. So any painting of a tree, I'm like, oh yes, give it to me. Yesterday, I made one of my favorites. Leon said that this is one of his favorites. If you've been following me on my Instagram, then you have already seen all of these. But yesterday, I did this little iridescent gingerbread house, and the roof of the house is 3 gingerbread books. So here is the gingerbread house, and if you can see, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the iridescence of the paint, but I love this so much, and I hope you do too. I only have 2 more sketches that I need to paint. I might also make more illustrations because I'm just loving painting these, and I'm getting really excited for the holidays and for an Etsy drop and for all the artwork that I want to have available to you guys. But one of the next illustrations is this nutcracker. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see him too well, but he is holding a stack of books, and I have to make everything bookish because I love books. And then the other illustration that I would need to paint next is this one. It is a little ornament of, it's actually the fox from The Little Prince, but it can just be any fox, and he's holding a star because of the stars from The Little Prince. But I'm also going to do some branches so that it looks like he's hanging on a tree. So it's a little more subtly bookish. They're not actual books in the painting. So that is what I have been reading and what I have been painting. I am just having a great time with my reads and my illustrations, so I wanted to share that with you. But anyway, now I'm going to get painting, and I will update you very soon. And I'm also going to be reading more of Orbital, and I'm very, very excited. everyone. This might be my favorite painting from the holiday collection. I am ridiculously happy with how it came out. This time I did actually use acrylic paint because this paper is quite thick and I wanted it to stand out really well, so I used acrylic gold, this metallic gold from Golden, the brand Golden. And I just love it. I wanted it to stand out really well on top of the watercolor, and sometimes the iridescent watercolor doesn't stand out as well as a topper, so I did this. But I am so unbelievably happy with this, and it turned out exactly how I had it in my mind, and that very rarely happens as an artist, so I am just thrilled, and I hope you guys love him too, because he's just the sweetest. I got a package from Penguin! I'm so excited. Happy Friday, everybody. Leon is here off screen. You want to say hello?
Hello.
So we had an amazing morning. We went book shopping. I will obviously have shown you guys everything that we did. And when we came back to our flat, I had a package from Penguin Random House, their imprint eBree, and they sent me a book. And I am just ridiculously excited about it. So we're going to open it together. Oh my goodness.
Pull this.
Oh, I see. It has a pull. It has a pull, everybody. Oh my goodness! Okay. Oh my goodness. Look at the box! This is my first PR package from a publishing house, and I am just seriously so excited. Okay, so I forgot who I saw. Someone posted about this book on their Instagram, and they got this exact PR package, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that sounds so interesting. Maybe I'll reach out and see if they would send me a review copy. And here it is. Oh my goodness. So the book is I Decided to Live as Me, the million-copy Korean bestseller. And like I said, it's from the Penguin's imprint eBree. And oh my gosh, it comes with a pin and stickers. The best we can do is to live as true to the moment as possible. It comes with a pin and stickers. Oh my goodness. And then here's the book. Oh, a beautiful hardcover. Also the pretty paper on the inside. Here is the book. Oh, it's such a nice hardback with no dust jacket. I kind of love when they do this with books. So it says, How to Stop Comparing Yourself to Others So You Can Learn to Love Yourself. Translated from Korean by Anton Her. And Anton Her is a translator that I love so much. His work is great. Discover how to stop comparing yourself to others, especially on social media, and find the strength to be yourself with this internationally best-selling guide. I love nonfictions like this, especially from Korean or Japanese authors like I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki by Beck Sahi, and then also Crying in H Mart by... So this kind of gave me a similar vibe to those books, so I'm so excited to read this. And I don't often read nonfiction. Leon reads a lot more nonfiction than I do, but this really sounded like something that I could get a lot out of. Oh, and the author is Kim Soo-yeon. Through these tips and more, I decided to live as me teaches you that by freeing yourself from the pressure of other people's expectations, you can focus on what truly matters, living not for anyone else, but for yourself. So great. And the cover illustration is by Kim Soo-yeon. Oh, the author did the cover illustration. Amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yay! Oh, thank you, Ibri, so much.
What does the text look like, the inside?
Oh, that's very good. That's a very good question. Let's see. Ooh, nice illustration. Time passes and everything changes, but you will always be yourself. Oh, cool. It has a really interesting contents page with very cute illustrations.
Oh, they have like checkboxes.
Oh, cool. Do not be polite to those who are not polite to you is number 1. Oh, it has a quote from Dead Poets Society. That's amazing. Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are all noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. Amazing. Amazing quote. This seems like such a great book with illustrations and kind of like, oh yeah, look at this. This is so nice. Very interesting format. Kind of makes the whole process fun. So extremely excited about this. Oh my goodness. Leon and I also got 2 books while we were book shopping, but I'm thinking of posting a mini book haul, so look out for that coming soon. But I just wanted to show you guys this because I'm extremely excited and I wanted to open it with you. Really struggling with this blanket. Okay. Happy Sunday, everybody. I wanted to do a final little update before I end the vlog. I did finish reading Orbital on, was it Friday night? And I loved it. It was so beautiful, beautifully written, and this really is a book that I feel like everyone should read. It's so powerful and meditative and thought-provoking and gives you a beautiful perspective on humanity and the planet and our connection with our home planet. It's just really, really beautiful. So highly, highly recommend checking it out, and definitely is so deserving of the Booker Prize this year. So very, very happy to have read this before and after it won the Booker. So that's really exciting. Then I started 2 books last night. The first one is the I Decided to Live As Me book by Kim Soo-yeon. This is fantastic already. I think I'm 30-ish pages in. I'm 37 pages in, and it's really nicely structured. The chapters are very short. They're about 1 page or a little more than 1 page, and then it's accompanied by an illustration that kind of accompanies what the chapter is about, and it's really nice so far. Because the author is Korean, we get a perspective on Korean expectations in particular, like societal expectations in Korea, and it's just very interesting. And I think that although she is writing about her experiences as a Korean person, it's a lot of universal themes that I think anyone from any culture can really relate to, and I think it's wonderful so far, so I'm really enjoying this. And then the other one, I wanted to read the nonfiction along with a fiction, and this is Strange Weather in Tokyo by Hiromi Kawakami, and this is translated by Allison Markin Powell. This one is translated by Anton Her. And I'm really enjoying this. I've only read 1 chapter, but I'm already quite intrigued, so I will keep you guys updated with what I think of this one. But yeah, so that's what I'm reading. I'm also reading Little Women for the Game of Tomes book club, and I'm loving it. It's my first reread of Little Women, and I already feel so nostalgic and at home with the March sisters. If you are joining us in reading Little Women, then I hope that you're enjoying it as well. And yeah, so those are all of my reading updates. I'm so glad that you guys could see part of my painting process in this video as well, because I am absolutely thrilled and elated about how these paintings came out. So I hope that you like them as well and like seeing them get painted and come to life. So yes, I hope you guys are doing very, very well, and I will see you very soon in another video. And as always, happy reading.